¿Qué tal, amigos de CINEGamers? Y bienvenidos a un nuevo video de Thronebreaker de Witcher Tale con nuestro buen amigo el Peter, que hoy les trae el episodio número 128. Y no sé cuántas batallas más nos queden. Según yo ya no hay mucho que hacer, pero pues a ver. Ustedes ya deben saber qué pasa aquí, porque pues ustedes ya tienen el nombre del título y demás. Entonces quizás ustedes tengan más información de la que yo tengo en este momento. Pero pues, digo, las últimas batallas que hemos tenido en serio han sido para humillar a la computadora, pero cabrón. Es, no sé, como si un hombre con metralleta atacara a un niño de 3 años. No sé, se me hace súper injusto. Pero bueno, entiendo también la idea, ¿no? La idea es que tú ya estás demasiado cabrón. Que así tu ejército es una super mamada y que los demás, pues, además están desorganizando y demás, que suele pasar mucho en las guerras. Así que sí. Vamos a ver si hay algo más por acá. Vamos a ver. Agarramos ahí, agarramos por acullá. Igual y hay una última batalla,
The Lyrian Corps neared Aldersburg, and it could not have been on a more idyllic day. The sun shone, birds sang, trees rustled in a light breeze. But Maeve saw it as she had at the war's start. Walls illumined by a fire's glow, the cries of fleeing civilians, the stench of burning flesh. As on that day, Aldersburg was under siege. Yet this time, Eden's flags fluttered in the field, while Nilfgaard's tattered sons crowned the fort's towers. The Queen found Demoven's tent without difficulty. Made of sheets of silk edged with silver thread, it positively shone.
Seems the realm's restored to a virtuous path,
muttered Maeve.
A ver.
There she is! Queen Maeve, savior of the North, the Sun Slayer.
Mockery I don't appreciate.
I wouldn't dare. Not my words, those. You've been painted thus in song. Master Dandelion himself wrote a ballad, The Battle for the Bridge. If you take the bard at his word, you're as fierce with a blade as any witcher.
Is that jealousy I hear?
To be perfectly honest, Maeve, it is. For I hadn't the pluck nor resolve. And when all the North tucked tail, went to shite, you alone stepped up and bared your fangs. Let it...
A lesson for the future? What do you mean?
My dear, this war won't change a bloody thing, you know. Nilfgaard will be Nilfgaard, the North, the North. We'll sign a truce, the Blackclads will turn tail towards home, but the old borders don't satisfy us so.
I'm perfectly satisfied with them, thank you. And I just wish other folk would respect them too.
You're one hell of a warrior, but you're no strategist at all. Your perspective, you've got to broaden it. Nilfgaard, we cannot allow it to regain strength and spirit, else we'll face another invasion within a decade or two. Measures are required. Preventive, preemptive, whatever the learned call it. Build an army, a vast one, wait in ambush, and when they least expect it, break their bloody spine.
Enough. I don't wish to hear it. I'll help you take Aldersburg, but then I'll go home, where, God's willing, I'll live to a ripe old age.
As you wish. We can mount the assault at any time, but...
But?
My scouts report a small Nilfgaardian force approaching from the south. They've stayed off the roads, moved only under the cover of night, escorting someone.
Who?
I've no notion. Could be a mage. Devilishly unpredictable, that lot. Could wreak havoc in our ranks. Either way, before we rush at the walls, we must make certain they don't reach Aldersburg at all.
I shall see to it.
Are you sure? You've just arrived. Must be weary after the long journey.
An understatement if I ever heard one. But I wish all this to be over, quickly.
Neve set out after the Nilfgaardians immediately, a cavalry escort in tow. Her unmatched scouts, who had led the army through the mountains of Mahakam and Angren swamps, quickly found the enemy's trail.
This way, Your Grace. It's not far now.
That very same day, Neve's force caught up to the mysterious black-clad unit. Lyrian riders surrounded the foe, forcing the Nilfgaardians to halt. All fell so quiet, the creaking of taut Lyrian bowstrings could be discerned.
The common tongue. Which of you knows it?
I do, Your Majesty.
You also know who you deal with, I see. What is your name?
Kaldvin, Your Majesty.
At last, a Nilfgaardian name I can pronounce. So, Kaldwin, it seems this war will reach its end in 2 days' time at the most. 'Twould be silly to die today, wouldn't you agree?
It would, milady.
Precisely. I've spilled enough blood. I've lost the appetite for more. So, provided you don't give me a good reason to kill you, you'll walk away with your lives. Now tell me, you carry something for General Ebdahi.
A letter.
Give me the letter.
I've sworn to deliver it to General Ebdahi, or to die in the quest to do so.
Oh, very well. My translator shall read this letter, then return it to you. You shall break no vow, and who knows, you might even survive.
And if I refuse?
Guess.
Pues sí.
So be it. I accept your offer.
Neve's translator cracked the seal and read. And as he read, his eyes grew wide as saucers. Then he whispered in the Queen's ear.
Truly, and you're certain you're not mistaken. The wonders of this world. Kaldwin, consider this your lucky day. I allow you to complete your mission with one proviso.
And that is?
That when you hand him the letter, you will give the General my regards.
As Kaldwin and escort set off towards Aldersburg, the Lyrian soldiers looked at their queen with disbelief. To leave a Nilfgaardian to fulfill a secretive task. Neve failed to stifle a rather mean laugh. They'll understand tomorrow. General Ebdahi had prefaced Lyria's and Rivia's invasion with a series of arrogant demands. The Nilfgaardian had been impudent, as he had felt sure he'd achieve a quick and decisive victory. Yet several months on, he too received an ultimatum. One signed by Emperor Emir var Emreis himself. The missive was concise and left no room for interpretation. With General Ebdahi dead, the Nilfgaardian army descended into chaos. The kings of the north, united, took advantage and struck at the foe. Their victory was complete. The Nordling forces cheered their commanders and monarchs, but for none so vehemently as the one queen among them. Many dream of achieving the impossible. Neve had done it. Through wit, determination, and boldness, she had thwarted the Nilfgaardian invasion. The queen would rule for many more years. Stern, yet ever just.
So a lass saved the North from the Blacklads.
That is one way to put it.
Well, I'll be damned. And a chap. She find herself one in the end?
Leave it be. Bloke's been spinning the tale all night. Story's done. Time we got some shut-eye.
Yes. Particularly as we've yet a long road before us.
No lo ubico. Creí que me revelarían a este men que siempre tuvo la cara tapada.
Right, must be pastures old leather after all that. Except, I'm itching to know what happened to the lot of them. Reynard, Gascon.
Ah, very well. Whom shall we start with? Willem? He worked hard to regain his mother's trust and respect, took on many daring missions regardless of the risks. The lad who Nilfgaard had wielded as a tool now sowed terror along its borders, and appeared a successor most worthy of Meve. Gascon was buried with honors of the most refined yet mournful sort. His peer lords themselves bore the casket. Soldiers in parade dress beat the funeral drums, and a new stone figure appeared beside the Brossard family vault, the very pointer from their crest, a ducal crown upon its head. As news of the Nordling victory filtered south, Nilfgaard's inhabitants greeted it with disbelief. Returning Imperial soldiers told stories of Lyria's cruel queen, who murdered prisoners and sullied sacred laws. They referred to her as Gvaeldet, the bloodthirsty one. Once the Scoia'tael had withdrawn from the northern realms, non-rebel elves and dwarves emerged from the woods. Though they returned to their homes in human communities, they lived in fear of their neighbors, aware that the next massacre would eventually come. And Meve? As I said, she ruled with an iron hand, not fist, and with her son's unwavering support. She could now trust him again. A great victory, greater even than Rivia's liberation. And now, if you'd allow me...
Course. Leave him be, lads. Let him get some rest. Till the time comes for the next tale.
Por favor que haya un Thronebreaker 2. Por favor que haya un Thronebreaker 2. Increíble, basada en Andrew Sokowski. Pues estoy muy contento, amigos. La verdad, fue una serie muy larga. De esas series que luego no me animo a terminar, porque luego, pues cuando no les gusta tanto, pues a mí me desanimo un poco. Pero a la larga y con los años me he dado cuenta que hay series que a ustedes les gusta. Quién sabe cómo le vaya a ir esta. Quizás le vaya del nabo, quizás le vaya muy bien. Quizás algún día regalen el juego en, no sé, en Game Pass o con los programas de Game with Gold o en PlayStation, y muchas personas empiecen a buscar esta guía, que sé que casi nadie la subió en español latina y menos en la dificultad máxima. No hubo ningún logro o trofeo por jugarla en esta dificultad, pero en los últimos momentos se nos hizo muy fácil. Ya como lo dije en muchos videos, los puzzles son los mismos en cualquier dificultad. Creo que hay un final malo, más si tomas la decisión de no perdonar al príncipe. Pero estoy muy contento con las decisiones que tomé en general. Lo del dragón no me arrepiento, aunque perdí una carta y por eso ya no sé qué luego el trofeo de las armas. Entonces prácticamente tengo que volver a repetir todo el juego por esa decisión. Y listo, ¿no? Otra vez gracias, y si se hace un Thronebreaker 2, yo con mucho gusto lo subiré. Porque además es fácil de subir, es mucho contenido para el canal, estoy contento por ahí. Pero pues a ver, ya es hora de que yo me empiece a plantear qué guía seguiré, y muchas gracias por haberme acompañado, bye.